Let me now introduce Jenny Prince. She is the Chief Executive of Plunket. She's been at Plunket for some 20 years now. The last 20 years has been ever since she started out herself as a volunteer, and she's gone through the ranks. Now she's head of it. Here's Jenny Prince.
Ke ora tātou, nā mai, haere mai. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Thank you for being here this evening and sharing in our commitment to advocacy for children. I hope I am right in thinking we have a growing critical mass of support for the idea that children really matter, and getting it right for New Zealand children means getting it right for New Zealand. I'm totally committed to the belief that children are our biggest taonga, and have spent my working life advocating for systems and innovations that contribute to the health of children and their families. As a nurse, I use the word health very broadly, recognise that to be healthy means to have everything lined up. Our personal, physical, mental and social well-being are interdependent and influenced by the environment we live in. At Plunket, our foundational belief is that no one, child or adult, can be well unless all those around them are well, unless they have access to the resources they need, and unless the societal and political systems around them support wellness. This is particularly so for children who have little power and depend in every way on those who care for them. Therefore, Plunket's vision statement, Māti mahi nahi ngā tahi I pōwai ai a tātou tamariki, together the best start for every child, represents both my own and the organisation's belief that we must work together to achieve optimal health and wellbeing outcomes for our children. The vision statement guides our work with individual families, with communities, with government, with other NGOs and coalitions like Every Child Counts, and importantly for tonight's conversation, with business. Before I look at Plunket's work with business, I feel it is important to clarify the role of government in the Plunket context. A non-government organisation, Plunket is quick to recognise the huge commitment that government currently makes to child health through the Well Child Framework. We work with the Ministry of Health as our major funder and acknowledge that without the commitment to the retention of a universal service, we would be unable to provide the coverage we do, to identify family needs and work with families and communities to see that children have the best start. However, Plunket services and programs extend well beyond the contracts we have with Plunket. And Plunket has a long history of calling on and receiving enormous support from communities through volunteer efforts, community networking and fundraising. Without this commitment from individuals and communities, Plunket would not have achieved the reputation and community reach it has since 1907. While most people recognise and understand the home visiting and clinic contacts Plunket delivers, many people do not realise the extent of the other community services Plunket offers. Parenting courses, toy libraries, car seat rental schemes and neighbourhood parenting support groups are just a few of the activities provided locally through fundraising and grants. In addition, and coming to the main subject of tonight's forum, it is Plunket's work with business and the consequent opportunities to capitalise on potential and improve outcomes for children that I'd like to describe to you tonight. I suppose what I hope to share with you now is the good news and success we've experienced through our association with business. There is no doubt that in our setting, business is contributing to the potential of children to participate. I also want to describe some of the considerations for NGOs and for business when entering into relationships, and finally, to indicate the potential I see for business to consider as they enter the world of sponsorship and advocacy to improve potential for children, our future citizens, parents, employees and consumers. We realised long ago that with the best will and the most energy in the world, our volunteers could not continue to support us and develop the full range of extra services we envisaged and could add value to potential outcomes for children. In the search for additional funding, we have turned increasingly to the business community and explored opportunities to work symbiotically with businesses who sought to leverage their brand off our reputation to contribute to the work we do in the community. Historically, it is nothing new for Plunket to have relationships with business. Companies like Karatani Products and more latterly Heinz Watties have long been associated with Plunket because of their shared investment in the health of children through good nutrition. Kimberly-Clark, through the Huggies brand, has supported Plunket for over 15 years to offer education to increase the capacity of our volunteers. More recently, new corporate partnerships with Colgate's, Microsoft, LeasePlan and the BNZ have enabled us to extend our oral health promotion, volunteer education, vehicle fleet options and parenting programs. In developing our position on working with business, we have been careful with our model. Plunket has a reputation for quality and integrity in the New Zealand landscape. There is no shortage of companies and services who would like to be associated with us. We are a trusted authority in child and family wellbeing, and our commitment to advocacy for children means we must take great care to select partners who understand and share our philosophy. We limit the number of major sponsors we work with at any one time and cautiously look to work with businesses whose practices and ethics align with our values locally and whose services and products contribute to child health and wellbeing. This applies to our major sponsors and to the many small and local businesses that contribute to Plunket activities up and down the country. Working in partnership and being protective of your own brand raises challenges for us and our sponsors. However, when we commit to working with a business sponsor, we openly establish what each partner brings to the table and the parameters of each party's contribution. Our relationships are far from being one-sided, and Plunket commits to offering as much to our sponsors as they offer us. Once established, we view our relationships with business as a way to extend services, to be creative and to experiment with innovative approaches. One of the key potentials in working alongside business to improve opportunities for children is the fleet on the feet possibilities businesses offer. Government has a responsibility, as I have already described. However, the prescriptive nature of that funding with the tight output measures leaves little room for development of innovative solutions. Therefore, we ask our business partners to look at new ideas and opportunities, to participate in trying things, and to working beside us to really understand the work we do and needs of children and the community. We appreciate the responsiveness and creative thinking that enables our sponsors to see opportunities and to trust us to deliver on our ideas. Through working with sponsors and philanthropic partners like the Tyndall Foundation, for example, we have undertaken research to better understand the relationship between paid and unpaid Plunket staff and have been able to extend access to training in the family partnership model. Our relationship with Colgate enables us to offer a free first toothbrush and toothpaste to every child around the time they get their first tooth. This is an amazing opportunity to promote oral health and contribute to the long-term well-being of children. Our oral health statistics are very poor in New Zealand. For the past 3 years, we've been working closely with the BNZ to improve the cut-through of our parenting education programs. While Microsoft provide us with access to software and technical consulting services that are making a tangible difference to the way that both frontline staff and volunteers deliver care and support to young children and their families in local communities right across New Zealand. We work carefully to ensure our brand and our sponsors are protected by having clinical governance processes and guidelines. And open communication clarifies the expectations of both parties. We are clear that through their investment in Plunket, they are making an investment in the future of children in New Zealand and ask them to stand beside that responsibility by aligning themselves with Plunket on issues that directly affect child wellbeing. One of the things we expect from our business partners is shared commitment to advocacy on children's issues. Businesses working with Plunket have to accept that by association, they are implicitly supporting us when we take an advocacy position. Sometimes this is a challenge, and it can be uncomfortable, especially when we position ourselves in controversial child health debates, like the best way to feed babies, preventing family violence, and paid parental leave. This is an area I believe could be explored more carefully and capitalised on by business to a far greater extent. Financial sponsorships are needed and obviously very welcome. However, I've been wondering lately about extending the ways advocacy groups, NGOs and businesses could work together. It is well accepted that businesses gain from association with a trusted brand. Being seen to support good works demonstrates company emotional intelligence and adds to corporate reputation. My suggestion is that business could do more to enhance their good name and in so doing contribute their influence to improve the potential for children. By aligning themselves and collaborating with organisations like Every Child Counts on some of the big issues facing New Zealand children, I see great potential for the business world to exert pressure politically and in the public arena to make a real difference. The expertise and acumen located in corporates could be an astute and valuable contribution to child wellbeing and the future of New Zealand. We all know that the real essence of child health lies in the complex and interrelated factors that determine wellbeing. Living in households with access to sufficient income, safe and warm housing, quality education and healthcare are the bottom line for healthy children. Currently, too many New Zealand children are missing out on these basic requirements and suffering the multitude consequences that result. So in closing, I leave you as potential sponsors and those who are sponsored with this thought. Contributing dollars is special, worthwhile and welcome. However, the resources and power of business can extend beyond feeling and looking good by supporting respected organisations to do their business. Can we look at the other resources business can offer to really put children's rights and needs on the agenda, to lobby for what matters for children, and to really make a difference to ensure that all New Zealand children get the best start in life? Pomari, thank you and good evening.